everybody. Hey family. I'm trying to get my stuff together right now. I'm a little bit discombobulated, you know what I'm saying? But welcome back. Welcome back to the Road Trip Kingdom Builders, Road Trippers, man. Akeem and Akatim, man. Brothers and sisters, mothers, fathers, aunties and uncles, grandmas and grandpas. Everybody in the house, right? That's right, man. Shalom. Shalom. Peace and blessings, man, to your homes, your dwelling places, everywhere you stay at, man. Your children, them little babies, man. Them children, man. Love our little kids. Raise them up to be strong so they can be like us, all right? Focused and enduring. That's right, man. You know, also, man, shalom, peace and blessings also to your loved ones, your friends, and those little pets, man. Those little fur nagas, little fur babies. All right, man. We love our little pets, bro. That's right, because they're loyal. They're loyal. They're more loyal than probably you, naga. You know what I'm saying? Them little pets, man, they know who they're loyal to. You feed them. You treat them nice. You love them. Hey, look what they do, bro. I think that everybody needs to model themselves after your own damn dog, man. Because your dog is more loyal than a natural human being. For real. Because humans always got, a side motive, man. There's always another means, right? Money, greed, property. You know, there's always something. There's always another narrative. With an animal, nothing. It's just pure love. Hey, if I like you, I like you. If I don't like you, I don't like you. You know, and I like transparency like that. You know, it makes sense to me. It makes a lot of sense. So anyway, all praises to the Most High. Abana Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. All praises to Yahweh. Glory to Yahweh Shai. Honors to the Ruach HaKodesh. All right, and my love and my respect goes out to each and every single one of y'all. Sorry, man. I didn't want to get too off track. I was getting a little distracted. You know, I got feelings, so I talk. Right? It is what it is. So anyway, check this out, man. We're bathed up. We're washed up, man. Bathed in water. Bathed in fire. We're about to get these scrolls, okay? This is going to be chapter 3 of 4 Maccabees, all right? So if you want to read along with me, right now is a great chance to go ahead and get ready. But if not, then go ahead and sit back and relax. I'm going to try to read the best that I can. We'll see what it does. Oh, yeah, man. We're going to do 3 and 4 together. 3 and 4, they got to be packaged up because 3 is too short. 3 is too short. All right, so 3 and 4. Here we go. You ready? I hope so. Let's begin, family. 4 Maccabees, chapter 3. Let's go.
Take them back.
All right, family. Hallelujah. Chapter 3, and it reads, "The argument is exceedingly ridiculous, for reasoning does not appear to bear sway over its own affections, but over those of the body, in such a way as that any one of you may not be able to root out desire, but reasoning will enable you to avoid being enslaved to it." Right? Listen. One may not be able to root out anger from the soul, but it is possible to withstand anger. Are you listening? With anyone. Any one of you may not be able to eradicate malice, but reasoning has force to work with you to prevent you yielding to malice. For reasoning is not an eradicator, but an antagonist of the passions. And this may be more clearly comprehended from the thirst of King David. For after David had been attacking the Philistines the whole day, he with the soldiers of his nation killed many of them. Then, when evening came, sweating and very weary, he came to the royal tent about which the entire army of the ancestors was encamped. Oh my, bro, we had a warring king, bro. Like, our king was one of the first people in battle, bro. Who can say that? Most people just sit back. Man, look at your president. Your president. That's not my president. That's not my people's president. Look at your president. Is he ever going to be the first one in battle? Look at his sweaty orange, unfit, disgusting of a body. He would never be seen in a battle. Our King David was fit for war until he died. You understand? As an old man, he had ribs, he had abs, he had pecs, man. He was strong. Our people fight until we die. You understand? We have to be fit for war at all times. You don't see that in the Chaldeans. You don't see that in these Nagas. You don't see that. You see disgusting, sloppy looking, nasty demeanor of a body, man. It's disgusting. Yeah, that's not fit for war. That's not fit for anything. Not fit for nothing, bro. It's fit for debauchery. All right, let's continue, man. Verse 9, and it reads, Now, all the rest of them were at supper, but the king, being very much thirsty, although he had numerous springs, could not by their means quench his thirst. But a certain irrational longing for the water in the enemy's camp grew stronger and fiercer upon him, and consumed him with languish. For that reason, his bodyguards, being troubled at this longing of the king, two valiant young soldiers, reverencing the desire of the king, put on their panoplies, and taking a pitcher, got over the ramparts of the enemies, and unperceived by the guardians of the gate, they went throughout the whole camp of the enemy in quest. And having boldly discovered the fountain, they filled out of it the drought for the king. But he, though parched with thirst, right? Listen. Reason that the drought reputed of equal value to blood would be terribly dangerous to his soul. For that reason, setting up reasoning in opposition to his desire, he poured out the drought to Elohim. We've read this before. We read this before in the 66, right? All right, in the Old Testament. Listen. He poured it out, drought to Yahweh, right? For the temperate mind has power to conquer the pressure of the passions, and to quench the fires of excitement, and to wrestle down the pains of the body, however excessive, and through the excellency of reasoning, to abominate all the assaults of the passions. But the occasion now invites us to give an illustration of temperate reasoning from history. For at a time, when our fathers were in possession of undistributed peace through obedience to the law, and were prosperous, so that Seleucus, Nicanor, the king of Asia, both assigned them money for divine service and accepted their form of government. Then certain persons bringing in the new things contrary to the general unanimity, right? It was unanimous. The unanimity, right? In various ways fell into calamities. That's the end of chapter 3. And we're going to get some more. We're not done, man. We're not done. We're just, oh, man. Chapter 3 is over with. Let's get some more, man. There's only, 18 chapters in this one? I don't know. But we're going to get them all. We're going to get them all on this Shabbat. You understand me? Yeah, hallelujah. Let's get some more, family. I love you. You better pay attention. Get ready. All right, man. Hallelujah. Let's get some work, man. Chapter 4. 4 Maccabees chapter 4, and it reads, For a certain man named Simon. You know who Simon is. That's the younger brother of Judas Maccabees and Jonathan. That's Simon, bro. Listen. For a certain man named Simon, who was in opposition to Onias, who once held the high priesthood for life, and was an honorable and good man. After slandering him in every way, he could not injure him with the people, went away as an exile with the intention of betraying his country. When coming to Apollonius, the military governor of Syria and Phoenicia and Cilicia, he said, Having good will the king's affairs, I have come to inform you that infinite private wealth is laid up in the treasuries of Jerusalem, which do not belong to the temple but pertain to the king Seleucus. Apollonius, acquainting himself with the particulars of this, praised Simon for the care of the king's interest, and going up to Seleucus, informed him of the treasure, and getting authority about it, and quickly advancing into our country with the accursed Simon and a very heavy force. He said that he came with the commands of the king that he should take the private money of the treasure. And the nation indignant at this proclamation, and replying to the effect of it, was extremely unfair, that those who had committed deposits to the sacred treasury should be deprived of them, resisted as well as they could. But Apollonius went away with threats into the temple, and the priests with the women of the children and the children, having supplicated Yahweh to throw his shield over his Kodesh despised place. And Apollonius, going up with his armed force to the seizure of the treasure, there appeared from heaven angels riding on horseback, all raiment, all radiant in armor. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? Filling them with much fear and trembling. And Apollonius fell half dead upon the court, which is open to all nations, and extended his hands to heaven and implored the Hebrews, right? The Yahudim, right? The Israelites, not good, man, with tears to pray for him and propitiate the heavenly army. Oh man, he was scared to death. Do you understand? Can you imagine? Scared to death, man. Scared to death. Listen. Verse 12, and it reads, "For he said that he had sinned so as to be consequently worthy of death, and that if he were saved, he would celebrate to all men the blessedness of the Kodesh place. Onias, the high priest, induced by these words, although..." Listen, I'm sorry. I stutter, Salake, man. Listen, although for other reasons anxious that King Seleucus should not suppose that Apollonius was slain by human device, and not by divine punishment, prayed for him. And he, being unexpectedly saved, departed to manifest the king what had happened to him. But on the death of Seleucus the king, his son Antiochus Epiphanes succeeds to the kingdom. Listen, a man of arrogant pride and terrible, who having deposed Onias from the high priesthood, appointed his brother Jason to be high priest. And Jason was a wicked man. I don't like Jason at all. Jason was a piece of you understand? 17, and it reads, "Who had made a covenant if he would give him his authority to pay yearly 3,660 talents. And he committed to him the high priesthood and rulership over the nation. And he both changed the manner of living of the people and perverted the civil customs into all lawlessness." See what I'm saying? Jason was a bastard, man. So that he not only erected a gymnasium over the very citadel of our country, but neglected the guardianship of the temple, at which divine vengeance, being grieved, instigated Antiochus himself against them, for being at war with Ptolemy and Mizraim in Egypt. Listen, he heard that on the report of his death being spread abroad, the inhabitants of Jerusalem had exceedingly rejoiced, and he quickly marched against them, and having subdued them, he established a decree that if any of them lived according to the laws of his country, he should die. Oh my gosh. I wish I could go back in time and just choke that naga. 24, and it reads, "And when he could by no means destroy by his decrees the obedience of the law of the nation, but saw all his threats and punishments without effect. For there's no effect for even women, because they continued to circumcise their children, were flung down to a precipice, along with them, knowing beforehand of the punishment." See, they were not afraid. Even our women are strong. Even our women are fearless. When therefore his decrees were disregarded by the people, he himself compelled by means of tortures every one of this race, by tasting forbidden meats, to renounce the Yahudim, right? The Israelite religion. And that never happened. And we never are going to renounce our beliefs because we believe in the Father. That's the end of chapter 4. Are you with me? I don't care if you're not. You know what I'm saying? This is the truth. This is straight truth. This is straight facts. Naga, Israelite, Yahudim, Yahudi, you Yahudi. Man, I don't even know, man. I kind of want to get chapter 5. Man, the way I'm feeling right now, it's saying chapter 5. What is that? What's up, man? What does that say? What does that say? Well, chapter 5 says, and it reads, the tyrant Antiochus, therefore, sitting in the public state with the ancestors, right, upon a certain lofty place with his armed troops standing in a circle around about him, commanded his spear bearers to seize every one of the Hebrews, right, the Israelites, and to compel them to taste swine's flesh and things offered to idols. And should any of them be unwilling to eat the accursed food, they were to be tortured on the wheel and to be killed. And so killed. The wheel, it's a stretching wheel. They would break your body, man. They would rip your bones, they would rip your arms and legs out of their sockets, and then you would die. And they would throw you upon a cauldron and fry you like a frying pan, and then they would kill you like that, man. It was horrible. Listen, verse 4, and it reads, and when many had been seized, a foremost man of the assembly, a Hebrew, right, a Yahudim, a Yahudi, by name Eleazar, a priest, by family, by profession, a lawyer, and advanced in years, and for this reason, known by many of the king's followers, was brought near to him. And Antiochus, seeing him, said, I would counsel you, old man, before your tortures begin, and taste the swine's flesh and save your life, for I feel respect for your age and hoary head, which, since you have had so long, you appear to me to be no philosopher in retaining the superstition of the Yahudim. For that reason, since nature has conferred upon you the most excellent flesh of this animal, do you loathe it? Do you loathe it? It seems senseless not to enjoy what is pleasant, yet not disrespectful, and from notions of sinfulness to reject the boons of nature. And you will be acting, I think, still more senselessly if you follow vain conceits about the truth. And you will, moreover, be despising me to your own punishment. Will you not awake? Will you not awake from your trifling philosophy? Will you not? Oh, man. F that naga, man. And give up the folly. Give up the folly of your notions, and regaining understanding worthy of your age, search into the truth of an expedient course, and reverencing my kindly admonition, admonition, have pity upon your own years. For bear in mind that if there be any power which watches over this religion of yours, it will pardon you for all transgressions of the law which you commit through compulsion. While the tyrant incited him in this manner to the unlawful eating of flesh, Eleazar begged permission to speak, and having received power to speak, he began deliver himself like this: we Antiochus, who are persuaded that we live under a divine law, consider no compulsion to be so forcible as obedience to the law. For this reason, we consider that we ought not in any point to transgress the law. And indeed, were our law, as you suppose, not truly divine, and if we wrongly think it divine, we should have no right even in that case to destroy our sense of religion. Think not eating this unclean, the unclean, then a trifling offense. For transgression of law, whether in small or great matters, is an equal moment. It's an equal moment! That's true, man. It's an equal moment. For in either case, the law is equally slighted. But you deride your philosophy as though we lived irrationally in it. Yet it instructs us in temperance, so that we are superior to all pleasures and lust, and it exercises us in manliness, so that we cheerfully undergo every grievance. And it instructs us in justice so that in all our dealings we render what is due. And it teaches us piety, so that we worship the one and only Elohim Yahweh becomingly. For that reason it is that we eat not the unclean. For believing that the law was established by Yahweh, we are convinced that the Creator of the world is giving his laws, sympathizes, and our nature. Now listen, I'm going to interject right now. Now check this out. This was the law. This was back in the day, all right? But Yahushua, he came and he destroyed the law, right? He died for the law. He said, take off that yoke, for that yoke of burden is heavy, but put on my yoke, for my yoke is light. What does he mean by that? The yoke of Moshe, the yoke of Moses, the law of Moses. Take off that 633 laws. How many? I don't know. It was a lot. It was over 600 laws. And it was not fair because you were slated for death. You're going to break those. You had to keep offering incense. You had to keep burning bullocks and lambs and rams and goats and she-goats and he-goats. And you had to keep doing that. And the Most High literally said that it's an abomination. He's tired of incense. He's tired of all these sacrifices. It's making him sick. Just stop doing it all. So he sent the one and only Most High, his son, the Mashiach, bro, the Mashiach. He came down, Yahushua, so that he was the last sacrifice, so that we don't got to do that. We don't got to worry about the law of Moshe no more. I'm just reading this because of history. We're not living by this law of Moses no more. We're not in that. We're in the new covenant, the renewed covenant. Salake, let me correct myself. There is no new covenant. It's the same old covenant. It's just renewed with the same old people, Naga. All right, let's continue. Let's get some more. I'm going to go back to verse 26 and let's go on with this one. All right, this is chapter 5. All right, let's go. All right, man. Salake, man. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. Verse 26, and it reads, those things which are convenient to our souls he has directed us to eat, but those which are repugnant, I don't like that word, to them he has interdicted. But tyrant like, you not only force us to break the law, but also to eat, that you may ridicule us as we do profanely eat. But you will not have this cause of laughter against me. See, they did it to mock us. Just like this government does. They tell you to do something and they sit back and laugh at you. Nor will I transgress the sacred oaths of my forefathers to keep the law. No, nor not if you pluck out my eyes and consume my entrails. I am not so old and void of manliness, but that my rational powers are youthful in defense of my religion. Now then, prepare your wheels and kindle a fiery flame. I don't care how you kill me. I will not so compassionate my old age as on my account to break the law of my country. I will not belie you, O law, my instructor, or forsake you, O beloved self-control. Do you understand? I talked out my fire. Let's get that pump back up. Hold up. All right. Sorry for the distraction. Let's go back to 34 real quick and just punch it all the way through. We're almost done with 5. All right, check this out. I will not belie you, O law, my instructor, or forsake you, O beloved self-control. I will not put you to shame, O philosopher, reason, or deny you, O honored priesthood and science of the law. Mouth, you will not pollute my old age, nor the full stature of a perfect life. My fathers will receive me pure, not having quailed before your compulsion, though to death. I'm not worried about death. You can go ahead and do what you want, man. I'm going to die like a G. I'm going to die like my fathers and my brothers. For over the ungodly you will tyrannize, but you will not lord it over my thoughts about religion, either by your arguments or through deeds. Not a chance. That's the end of chapter 5, family. Not afraid of nobody and naga, man. Nah. I'm going to die like my brothers. I'm going to die like my forefathers. You know, if that's in my lot, I might not die. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Church of Philadelphia, I might get pulled out of here. You know what I'm saying? Get a new body before that death happens. But if I have to die, then hey, man, bring it on. But let it be righteous and let it be strong. and let it be with purpose, because I'm not afraid of nobody. No naga, man. No government fears, man. I got no fear. No fear. Like it says, die like a man. Live like a man and die like a man. Do you understand? Can you do that? Are you strong enough? Are you strong enough? That's the end of that. I'm putting that, man. That's a staple in that. Chapter 5. That's the end of that book. We're going to read chapter 6 on the next one. You understand me? I love each and every single one of you, man. Shalom, shalom. Peace and blessings, Kingdom Builders, Road Trippers. Man, this is 2026. You know? If you're not strong by now, well, you're one of the people we have to pray for. Because there's no half-stepping. It's time to be strong soldiers, man. In the army of the Most High Yahweh. We have to be here. We have to be here for each other. We have to be here for Him. Strong, fortitude, courageous, not backing down. All right, man. 2 up, 2 down. I love you. Peace out, man. All praises to the Most High. I'll see you soon. I love you, man.